How long have we been rolling for?
I thought this suits chat might have led to something funny. So I
Dude,
started-
to be honest, keep the suits chat.
Welcome back to the second last episode ever of Luke and Lewis. I'm joined by Billy Darcy as my co-host. And welcome.
Welcome indeed, my friend.
First in-studio episode as we're on the way out.
I've got a range of emotions going through me. I've waited 3 years for this opportunity. I've been looking at that stupid fucking orange wall on YouTube. Going, one day, Bill, you're going to sit in that chair and you're going to bloody... Radio Mike won't be laughing so loud after all. And then... And now I finally made it to my first in-studio appearance after a pretty rough couple of years coming runner-up for Guest of the Year. And I've made it, the studio no longer exists, and I'm in a spare bedroom in your rental house. So
You'll be forever known as the people's runner-up.
yeah, you guys are like the cool kids at school. Like, I feel like we're boys, but you're keeping me at arm's length. Like,
Who, me?
no, I'm saying this whole production.
This whole production.
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm saying the Luke and Lewis LLC.
Yeah.
Every time I get close to the inner sanctum or fucking winning something,
Yeah,
or
but like, just shut it down. Listen.
yeah.
That's one of the main reasons. Like, we made up a bunch of bullshit about, like, I'm touring, Lewis has got these surgeries. The ultimate reason was we were like, he's getting way too close. He's sniffing around that loogie. And we're like, there's no chance we're ever going to give Bill that opportunity. And Blake Pavey as well, who's opening for me on my tour this year, was thinking like, God, I'm going to perform in front of thousands of your fans this year. I'm a shoo-in. And I was like, mate, not if Billy D has anything to say
Mate,
about that.
when I freaking rally the lads behind my cause, I don't know what it is, because I've got about maybe 1% of the fans of Ruben and Blake.
You get,
but
100% of them vote.
yeah, I know, mate. Here's the thing: my boys are, it's quality, not quantity. You know, like Blake Pavey's got 7,000 fans, only 6 of them voted. I got 7 fans, and all my boys turned up.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the difference.
Yeah.
When blokes sign on to Billy Darcy, it's not a fucking I just sort of like his stand up. You fucking sign on, dude. Okay. That's how I take it to the big hitters, you know.
And you're touring as well?
Oh, I'm on the road.
Have you got dates?
Yeah, I do have dates, and I'd like to promote them right now, actually. So, well, June 17 Perth, June 18 Adelaide, June 19 Canberra. Fucking come along.
Boom.
Yeah, I'm sort of at the end of the tour. You've missed almost
You've already
all of
missed
it.
it.
Yeah, all the relevant cities have been performed in, and I'm just sort of rounding it out in this weekend. So,
And if you're like, Billy, when you come to Melbourne, it's tomorrow night. It's sold out. You've missed out.
yeah, already sold out in Melbourne, but I think I might do another one.
Get
So,
down.
you know, my seven fans who I spoke about earlier, I'll shoot you boys a message. Don't worry.
But yeah, great to have you here, mate. How's it been going up north in Sydney?
Oh, it's been good. Dude, Sydney, it's winter.
He's grown the beard. We're talking about this in the car.
Oh, yeah, the beard. Yeah, I've grown the beard out this year. It's like the main... It was kind of uncomfortable in the car because you're like, what have you been up to? Just growing the beard?
No,
And then...
that's not what I said.
Oh, there was a toad. There was a
I
definite
said,
toad.
what have you been up to? And then went, oh, growing the beard.
Yeah, see, but it's
You know
that
what?
pause.
I see how you thought that.
Yeah. See, it's that pause. So that was straight away.
Yeah.
And yeah, I
And
have
by
been,
the way, you didn't deny it. You said, yeah, no, it's been taking up 40% of my time.
Yeah.
You've just been spending a lot of time defending it.
okay. I didn't know we were fucking rolling in the car. Okay, if we're gonna bring up every word of this conversation. But yeah, I grew the beard out. Dude, I tell you what's great about growing a beard out is everyone thinks you've got in way better shape.
No, I think the opposite. I think people think you're going through something.
Really, dude? I'm telling you,
Because you look it.
really.
No.
Dude, this podcast is abrasive. No, as soon as I grew the beard, everyone's like, mate, have you lost a few? And I didn't.
So they think you look better?
They think I look better.
I think you look good with it.
I think you look really good with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Is it going to stay?
Oh, I think so, yeah.
Okay. You're a beard guy now.
Well, here's the thing, because I used to always shave once a week because, like, otherwise on my podcast, I just have, like, this crap half neck beard thing. And I'm already doing it out of my bedroom, you know, like give me a running start. Like if it's already a bit touch and go doing a solo pod out of your bedroom without having a fucking neck beard as well, you know?
Yeah.
It's a bit on the nose. So I would always just shave and then I over Christmas I didn't shave, and then I got COVID New Year's Day, deserved it, and then so I didn't shave for like 3.5 weeks.
Did you go out? Were you one of
Oh,
those?
I went fucking out, dude.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, big time. And this is
No. I remember we saw you the week before New Year's.
Yeah.
You did the loogies, and I was like, "What are your plans for New Year's?" Yeah, not much, mate. Just gonna head down to Manly, see what's on. So you ended up launching.
oh, big time. Yeah,
Okay.
I got it New Year's Day.
Okay.
Yeah, and I was in like, this was when like if you went to Woolies in Sydney, you would get COVID.
Yeah.
Let alone
Yeah.
let alone if you bloody hook up with a 40-year-old bird at the Hilton, as I did. But God bless her, she might not be with us, the old duck. But so yeah, I got it New Year's Day, and so then at this point I'm on like 2.5 weeks without shaving.
Yeah.
And this is something we haven't seen for like a couple of years. And then once I was in 3.5, I was just sort of like commit.
Yeah.
Yep. And then that's how we got here today.
And has there been more interest pre-beard or post-beard from the ladies?
I would say
Same.
no. To be honest, literally 2 different chicks said I had a glow up.
Okay.
Yeah, which is interesting because I'm grooming myself less, and I've somehow had a glow up.
I don't know. I think it fits your vibe. For audio listeners, he's rocking a Tui's new polo.
Yeah.
And he's launched the beard. So you've come in pretty aggressively Sydney today.
Yeah, I think
Tui's a
so.
Sydney beer? Yes.
Oh, massively.
I only ever see it on tap there,
Yeah, no, it is a Sydney beer.
and I will always refuse to purchase it.
Oh, really?
That and Young Henry. Sydney has, I think, the worst beer in the country.
Okay. I was literally just about to say that my favourite beer on tap is Carlton Draft.
Yes,
But-
because we brew good beer in Melbourne.
Well, is this how you want to be about this? Because
I think so. I mean, I realize I've come in with quite a bold stance, and I'm gonna stand by that.
because now I feel like a fool for liking Carlton so much. If I knew this was going to be your attitude.
It's not even. I don't even care about the Melbourne Sydney rivalry. I'm just like I guess I don't care for much you do up there. I don't care for rugby or your beer.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
So maybe I am have a bit of prejudice towards Sydney.
What do you reckon? All right, actually, what do you reckon with the Melbourne Sydney thing? Because I'll tell you from Sydney, we don't give a fuck about you guys. We don't think about you. You're not keeping us up at night.
Sounding pretty
But
defensive.
then you meet someone from Melbourne and they're like, "Oh, you Sydney cunt," and it's like, whoa, where's this coming from?
No, I just don't like going there. But other than that, it's fine.
I've never been to Sydney, but I've only ever heard it described as Melbourne, but shit.
But that's from biased people in Melbourne.
Yeah, that's just.
It's from people of every walk of life, mate.
Yeah.
I'll say this.
It's fine. It's just busy. I hate driving there. That's my main gripe.
Yeah, I'll say
Beer
this. Well, obviously, we got like we have the beaches, so it doesn't really feel like the biggest competition.
Yeah, your beaches are blow us out of the water.
Yeah, and then obviously the Opera House.
Yeah,
I mean-
that TARP is genuinely great.
Yeah, unbelievable stuff. I will say the thing how they say Sydney's like a mess and Melbourne's a grid. It's true.
Oh, yeah.
Like Sydney, driving around the CBD, you could like you could lose yourself in our central business district.
Yeah.
Like it is just nuts.
I think I lost like 5 demerit points in 3 days.
Oh,
Just because I didn't know what to do.
yeah. And it's stuff like where you'll get onto a road and you're like, I need to take a left. Oh, it's one way going right. Fucking hell, lads. We're going to Newcastle. Like, it's ruthless.
My girlfriend drove, and now this may be partly her fault, and Reese, my editor who was directing her at the time, back and forth 3 times over the bridge trying to get through Sydney. They took so many wrong turns that they ended up going back and then back over.
Dude, yeah, that's how unforgiving it is, though. There's you can't make a mistake in Sydney.
Yeah, and I've spoken to people in Sydney about that incident, and they're like, been there.
Dude,
And it's a toll, so you get charged about $12 for a mistake too.
Yeah, fucking oath. We love capitalism. Dude, one time I was getting the bus home from a gig and the bus driver didn't even know the right way and we had to go.
And here's one route.
Yeah, and we had to go, because I live north of the bridge, so we had to go, like, he went the wrong way and then when he tried to turn, we had to go back over the bridge and then we just redid the bus trip. And
Did he apologize to everyone on the bus?
No, he was like pretty old. It was like he was so old to the point where it was like, should we call someone? Like is he on the radio to someone who might be a bit more with it? Like
As soon as you started going back on the bridge, I just would have pressed the exit button. Like, please stop anywhere.
oh, dude, it was so brutal because it was like midnight, and I just want to go home. And now I'm going fucking the opposite direction. and you're stuck.
But yeah, the rivalry, it is not a great city. And it's not the people from Sydney, it's the city. It's like the buildings, the way it's laid out is most people's problem with it. And the nightlife fucking sucks. We tried to go out to Newtown and it was 11 p.m. and then the bar was like, I think we're just going to close.
Yep.
And that's like a Friday? Oh. No, maybe it was a Thursday. That doesn't seem right.
Unconfirmed night of the week. There's already holes in this story for mine. But anyway.
Friday, that doesn't seem right. They would have opened for more than
Okay,
11,
I know
right?
we don't have the most electric nightlife, but you can take it from me that places are open past 11 on the weekends, okay?
Oh, it's pretty grim.
Oh, dude.
We were trying to find food at like 11 p.m. after my show on the weekend in Newtown. Nothing.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Dude, I tell you what,
24-hour Maccas and
Yeah.
pancakes on the rocks.
Oh, Jesus
That was
Christ.
it.
That's disgraceful.
Yeah.
I tell you what rips, Brisbane. Brisbane night out.
Non-busy Melbourne. It's great.
Yes. But I
And
reckon
with good weather.
with good weather, but a lot easier to catch some bloke's hands if you're in the mood.
Oh, yeah.
A lot easier.
Yeah.
Like the effort, the amount you would have to go out of your way to get in a fight in Brisbane is maybe a third of what you would have to do
Yeah.
elsewhere. People are a bit revved up in Brisbane.
But speaking of revved up, me and the lads, I'm the fill-in, so I don't want to actually say I'm part of the team, but I'm the sub. Tyler's in the team as well. We have a social basketball team, E grade. No, it's now F grade.
It's F grade. They invented
made
a new grade.
because we were so bad.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yep.
We're now in F grade. Wednesday nights, we played at 9:30 p.m. Last night, a bloke got sent out of the stadium on the other team. We were playing like a bunch of landscapers and bricklayers. A lot of forklift licenses on that team. Not too many on our team.
They themselves
Right?
were brick walls.
Yes.
Like they were just five of the biggest
And I'm glad
45-year-olds.
I sat last night out because there was a jersey issue. It was 30 minutes away and I wasn't going to pick that up for the game.
Yeah, fair enough.
But I'm glad I didn't play because I would have 100% got tech fired off for calling this bloke Vin Diesel. For sure. Vin Diesel with a tat sleeve.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Well, actually, Vin Diesel wasn't the one that got teched though. Vin Diesel was every time we go up for a shot, he would scream like an angry gorilla.
But I realize I come off like a smartass because it's my overconfidence.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So I wasn't on the court, didn't have anything to do with this. When he got tech fouled off, my mate clapped him and then he swore at him, swore at the ump, and then he got sent out of the stadium. Put the hoodie on, grabbed his drink bottle, he's fuming, right?
Jesus.
And he walks out of the stadium and I start laughing out loud because, not really him being sent out, because like an 18-year-old ref girl blew a whistle at him, was like, leave. And he was like, okay. I just thought that was a funny image of like this 30-year-old bloke with tats going, rules are rules. All right. And I'm broken.
He's like, so once you hear the whistle, he's like, all right, fair enough. Yeah. He's like, about to stab someone. He's like, sorry, I didn't hear the whistle. Was that Katie over there with the whistle?
Just don't add it to my stats, eh?
And he walked past the bench. And as he walked past the bench, my mate who clapped him off, he goes, you want to fucking fight? Now, I didn't really hear him. This got translated to me afterwards. I just heard, right? Just bricklayer, right? And I was like, sorry, mate, I don't speak apprenticeship.
Oh,
and there we go.
There it is.
There it is. And I didn't say that because he was massive.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
You certainly thought it though.
Right? And I go, I'm sorry, what? Because I was just genuinely confused. And I realized if a bloke's steaming at you, just don't ask what.
Yeah, just say nothing, dude. Yeah.
But I was genuinely intrigued. I was like, I'm so sorry, I didn't hear you. And then he went, do you want to fucking fight? And I was like, oh, no, thank you. Like that. I was
Also,
like, oh.
yeah, 100%. It's one thing as well to get punched in the face playing F grade basketball. It's another thing to get punched in the face having not made it off the bench.
So true.
That's where I draw
But I
the
politely
line.
declined the fight.
Oh, you got to.
Yeah, I was like, oh no, man, it's 10 p.m. on a Wednesday.
You can't get laid out for fucking F division basketball. Like maybe we're Division C or something.
like, dude,
but
I'm sitting here wearing jeans. I'm not a part of this.
Yeah.
I thought the craziest part was, like you said, there was one ref and she was so young and she was really good and she was stern or whatever. But after the game, she came up to us and she was like, "Oh, thank God you guys like didn't provoke them because that team just came off tribunal and they're on parole. Like that guy's fully banned now, pretty much from ever playing basketball again here." And I was like, fucking hell, imagine putting it all on the line for your F grade Wednesday night boys. You know what I mean?
Also, they were 25 points up with 3 minutes to go. When
Oh, dude, come on.
we're
Come on,
not
lads.
a great team. We still yet to win a game.
They were playing dirty,
In F
man.
grade.
They were slipping fingers on the court. It wasn't nice.
They were yelling when like we were going for
yeah, you
laps.
could
Like,
do the
Oh, really?
yeah, and
There
then
was screaming, there was pushing, there was grabbing. It was
one of
so
our
bizarre.
guys was like, excuse, like we're very like a few boys in our team work office jobs, and they did not, right?
Yep.
And there's a few civilized conversations going where someone on our team goes, "Excuse me, could you just not yell?" As if they'd be like, "I'm so sorry, mate. You're right." I was a bit audible. I'm watching it from the bench, like, boys, I think we need to start throwing our bodies around a bit more instead of
100%.
politely asking them to stop playing D.
Boys, they're not reading the emails. It's time. It's time to throw some elbows, you know? He's got Luke Kidgel pinned up against the wall in the car park. Someone's got to do something. He's got 74 shows in Adelaide this weekend. He can't do them without a nose.
Tyler's the biggest bloke in our team.
Yeah, and
Which is
I'm not
concerning.
that big of a bloke.
No,
You're sort of big, but you're not intimidating.
he's like 6 foot.
yeah.
It's not basketball big.
Yeah.
6 foot and some meat, and now I'm all we've got to show for it.
Also, you got tattoos, but they're like artsy.
Thank
That's
you.
what I was.
Thank
we were
you
talking about
kindly.
this on the way home. Blake came and watched, and because he was sleeping at mine last night because they were heading off early this morning. He came and watched the game, and he's like, "Oh, I think you boys just lack tat sleeves." And he's like, "Tyler's your only sleeve," and I was like, "Mate, he's got 4 anime tattoos."
Yeah. They're like,
Okay.
you may as well get I can't
Okay.
fight in Latin across your arm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's,
true.
There's a Frank
I've
Ocean
literally got
album
Frank Ocean.
cover.
I've got Frank Ocean on my arm.
crying.
Yeah.
Now, imagine some bloke's about to start you with a car park and just to the bottom of the right of your eye, you go, I'm sorry, is that Frank Ocean crying on your arm?
I'm like, listen,
At that point-
I will cry if you touch me. I'm a very sensitive soul, okay?
I reckon at that point I'd let you go and just send you like a passive text message. You'd probably take that harder.
I would. That would keep me up for weeks.
I'd be like, you're not a good communicator, you fucking bitch. Like,
Have you ever dabbled in local sport?
oh, massively, dude.
Yeah.
Massively, yeah. I actually got kicked out of my soccer team last season.
How come?
Oh, mate, just a fucking change in leadership and, out with the old, in with the new, that sort of stuff. But the year before, have you ever heard of this? Mate, I was captain for the whole season. And, I do dabble in some of the sort of the darker stuff you guys are talking about. I had like I had league record, 4 yellows, 2 red cards.
League record, not even team.
Oh, it was
How
a
did you find out it was a league record?
Well, I don't know. It felt like a league record to me.
Self-proclaimed.
Yeah, self-proclaimed. But yeah, dude, I fucking love this shit. Like, I love all that stuff. Like, I've been, we're playing like, I played like Division 11 soccer and Division 7, but mostly play like Division 2. And like, anytime there's like a scrap or something, it's so good. I feel like, especially when I started coming back to sport, like just filling in. If some blokes started having a go at me at cricket or soccer, I'm thinking, mate, I got 8 months worth of anxiety ready to go, brother. Like, do you think this is just this interaction? But I'm thinking about something that happened in fucking January, and I'll take it out on you. Like, it's fucking unreal. Like, you could just like have a go at people like guilt free. It's fucking
Yeah.
unreal in the name of sport.
I used to get a bit of white line fever back in the day.
Yeah, I got a bit of white line fever. I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. There's something about like another guy just beating you. It's the caveman instinct of like, well, I must now either be better at the sport, and if I cannot do that, hands are being thrown. I don't think I do it these days. I think I have far more to lose. Like, it's one of those things where I can't be bothered to hurt myself in sport anymore.
Yeah, I think so. Also,
It's just
like there is a line like sometimes you might push a bloke or whatever, but if you're genuinely throwing hands like out the gate at an
Oh,
incident
yeah.
in like Division 7, it's like, dude, like no. Like, it's always like some old bloke like after like we've just beaten a team like 4-1, it wasn't even close, and some old bloke's like, I'll be in the car park for any of you cunts that want it, and it's like, dude, the game wasn't close, so
Yeah.
we don't have to do this at all. Like,
Yeah.
it wasn't competitive out there. It won't be competitive in there.
it's certainly not
fine.
going to be competitive in the car park.
It was a non-competitive Division 3 game.
Yeah.
Don't add more fire to it than it was,
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm not about that. I've actually probably leaned further the other way now, where I'm a bit of a laugher and maybe a non. I actively don't try. Like,
I see
I
that.
threw an air ball from 3 because someone yelled. You probably yelled shoot from the bench. I can't shoot. Never played basketball in my life. I'm there I'm there to fill the bench spot, right?
Yep.
And someone yells shoot, I shoot air ball. I audibly start laughing out loud, right?
Yep.
No one else on the team finds this funny. But are we not there for social purposes? Usually we're all laughing at the pub, having a great time. All of a sudden I hit an air ball and no one fucking laughs.
Yeah. All of a sudden you turn around, no one's laughing anymore.
Yeah.
Do you know what it is? It's the issue of like we're all so aware that we're playing F grade men's basketball on a Wednesday night, but we all want to win so bad that it's like a permanent. You know, your mind's just the duality of man is just so present.
And
in
there's
your
a
mind.
couple blokes on our team that played competitive basketball back in the day, and they're not used to having teammates who let the team down.
Yeah.
When I start laughing after missing a three, they're used to like, that's all right, mate. We'll get him next time. Attitude.
Yeah.
And I'm like, we won't. I still can't shoot.
Yeah,
And there is a line with this stuff though, because like you think, oh, we'll just muck around in F grade, you know, whatever, who cares? And then you're down like 40-0 and you're like, oh, I care.
that's what it is.
I'm not enjoying this. I played my first year out of high school, I played like division like 11 soccer or like whatever the worst one is of like all age soccer. And we just made a team with all my mates. And like, I would say out of the 15 players we had, like 9 had never played soccer before. Yeah. And we were like, dude, this is going to be hilarious. All the lads would just get pissed afterwards. And we lost the first game like 13-0. And like, it wasn't fun at all. Like, not even close to being fun. And then like, you're like, well, we can still get pissed after, but everyone's like sad. Like, you know, like
Yeah.
you do need to just sort of be competitive a little bit.
There was talk of training during the week. After the game. That's how bad
Jesus
last night
Mate,
was.
after every game, we've played 5 games this season so far. And after every game, we're like, boys, we have to hit the
But
freaking.
there was legitimate talk. There was like a time and a place mentioned.
Yeah, every week there's a little bit more.
We should train, but then afterwards we all met in the car park and they were like, seriously, Sunday, is everyone free?
Yeah.
Oh, no, yeah.
It's just gotten to the point where, you know,
I might buy a ball on tour.
that's something that's going to be invested in over the 2 months when we're away. Yeah, for
Because
sure.
I think we need to try. I don't want to come back in September and be as shit. I can't be throwing air balls and laughing. I need to be hitting the backboard and laughing.
Yeah, we've got one guy on our team, Mark, who is a gun, and every week I watch a piece of him die as he tries to corral. Because there's 3 really good players against a total of 7, and the other 4 we're not pulling our weight, and it hurts. Mark's poor heart breaks every week, and I can't let it happen again.
Yeah, it seems like you got 2 different teams in the one team here.
Yeah, exactly
I
right.
feel like just break away.
Yep. Now, moving away from social sport, regrettably, Billy, you've gone on a trip. It's written on the whiteboard. Honestly, that wasn't a good segue, but I was like, I could clearly talk about this for 4 hours with passion, and I don't know if people signed up for that.
I reckon it would have just taken just the slightest bit of effort for you to segue out of the sport thing. If you just
Second last episode, I've thrown in the towel so long ago. Like Lewis and I recorded the last episode 3 weeks ago.
Oh my God. Well, great to be here, guys. I'm glad
You've come into a mentally checked out Luke. Segues are out of the question, but
Okay, no, I appreciate the honesty. I feel like I'm on Letterman after during his last show when he was just like getting his dick out and stuff. So, there's a vibe in the room and I'm here for it. But, so I went on this South Coast trip.
yeah.
So what about this, dude? So have you ever been on like a trip away where you don't actually like know anyone there?
Only with girlfriend's extended family.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
That's a bit different because like she knows them and
Yeah,
you have to
yeah.
fit into that vibe. Was that what it was? Was it a family
Well,
thing?
no, it wasn't that at all actually. But so what happened was it was my mate Danny's 30th, but I didn't know. So I went to like this house on the South Coast.
You know Danny, but not his mates.
I didn't know any of his mates.
How do you know Danny then? Not his
He's my
mates?
cousin.
Okay.
Yeah. So if anything, I was the one who should not have been there.
Yeah.
But also, the trip was better for it. I mean, I provided some energy. So, but dude, how's this? So these folks are 30. So it was like kind of a bit of a weird vibe because like they couldn't really drink that well. And so like blokes are just hitting the deck. Like 9 p.m. on the first night, one of the blokes sits down, we're playing pool, and his body just like shuts down. Like he just was like fell asleep sitting up and like kind of blacked out.
After like 4 beers.
Like, yeah, not many.
Yeah.
But it's like not Bance because he's 30. If like a 21-year-old guy passes out, you're like, oh, Jason, what a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
But it's like, oh, this guy has like a child.
Yeah,
Like-
and he's not used to this, and it shows.
Yeah. So there was like, it was kind of an intense trip, and like blokes were just going down.
Just calling his misso, like, does this normally happen? Like,
I used to be able to do this. What happened? But no, it was pretty fucking weird. And it was one of those trips as well. How's this? So I didn't know anyone there. Second day, the birthday boy gets sick and just sort of stops participating in a lot of the shenanigans.
Yeah.
So now I'm just on this trip with these guys.
You don't know.
I don't know them. And they're good
Were they
blokes.
welcoming?
They were welcoming, but they were kind of, you know, there was a vibe.
Like, would they go, oh, that's like the time, Matt, when you did, and you would be like, I wasn't there.
Yeah, there was a lot of me letting stuff go through to the keeper where I'm thinking, if you said that, I'm pulling you up on that.
Yeah.
I'm pulling you up on that being like, hey dude, like what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
But with these blokes, I'm like, all right, this is just how they're rolling.
Yeah.
So it was kind of bizarre, but yeah, it was weird. And like one of the guys, like the second night, we were drinking and one of the guys was like, oh, I'm going to bed. And then I went to take a piss like 15 minutes later. And I go in the bathroom and there's just vomit everywhere. And he's got like his head in the bowl and I'm like, oh, you all right, mate? I met this guy came late to the trip as well. So I met this guy maybe 5 hours earlier.
Yeah.
And he's just vomit everywhere. And I'm like, can I get you something, brother? Like, can I get you some water? And he's like, no, I'll be fine here, mate. Just let me be. And I was like, well, you're in like one of the main bathrooms. So, you know, and then like, it was just, people are just dropping off like this. And I was like, okay. And it wasn't that aggressive of a trip. Like, I was like, fuck. And then like 4 hours later, like 2 a.m., I go to bed and like it's dark and I kick something and it's him. He's still there like 4 hours later with his head in the bowl. And at this point, mate, I'm out of sympathy. I go, brother, you got to get up. Like,
Yeah.
I go, like, it's just like, I was like, come on, enough of this. Like, you got to get to bed. And then like, it was just like a weird trip. Dude.
I spent less time head hung over the bowl at schoolies the first time I ever drank, and that was a bad time.
Was your first time drinking at school?
I didn't drink in year 12 until I was 18.
Oh,
Yeah,
Mate,
okay. Those
didn't
guys.
you?
I threw up in my ex-girlfriend's hair
Yeah.
her hair.
the first time.
What's the mechanics of this? Is she bent over and you've vomited? Have you vomited up or what are we?
Nah, just like in the hallway. So it was the rudest shit I've ever done, right?
Didn't you cover the floor or some
Yeah, I
shit?
painted the wall of an Airbnb that I wasn't paying for, and and it was like I was drinking vodka raspberry as well, so it was just red.
Oh, okay.
And I had never drunk, so and also no, my family doesn't drink, so I'd never been around alcohol too much.
Okay, yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm like, oh, you mix like I didn't know how to mix spirits.
Yep.
Looking back on it now, I was doing 50-50. I was like, oh, a bit
Oh,
of vodka,
yeah.
glug. Obviously,
And also-
raspberry because it'll taste like shit.
With the vodka raspberry, you're like, what are you looking for? The right shade of pink?
Yeah.
You put a drop of this shit in. It's like highlighter stuff. Like,
Yeah.
you can't tell what's going on.
Yeah, but no one was around me instructing me. I guess because everyone else knew how to. Oh, but people don't know how to drink when they're 18, so therefore no one else is stopping.
Also,
me.
it's schoolies. This feels like you're playing your first NRL game in the grand final.
Yeah.
Like, it was like, has anyone taught this kid the rules? Like,
yeah, no one did, and no one stopped me. I reckon like 2 hours in, I was just out like a light, and then I heard about most of it the next day, and I just felt so bad. And it was in an Airbnb with a bunch of other girls from my high school, and I was only there because I was dating one of them, and I was a late like entry anyway.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
I barely had a bed. Like I shouldn't have been there.
yeah.
I don't think I think I shot them some money afterwards for my cut because I felt so bad about my
So
presence there.
You were a ring in. You were a ring in.
Absolutely.
And then even then, it's like, even if you didn't vomit, we probably wouldn't want you here.
Yes.
But now that you've projectile vomited all over
Yeah.
the pad.
Yeah, I left early. I don't
Yeah.
think I lasted the week.
Oh, really?
I just wasn't vibing it.
I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot, dude. I feel like you're
I lasted
stressing
till
me
like
out
Thursday.
right now.
I think I went through the Monday and I lasted till Thursday, and I was like, I'm so done.
Yeah, Luke and I in year 12 were planning our schoolies, and we didn't know what to
Still
do.
resents me for this.
Yeah. And he
Where'd
was
you guys go? Is this the Gold Coast?
No,
Or?
No, so-
all our friends went to the Gold Coast.
our entire friendship group went, and Luke, myself, and our other friend Alex didn't plan. We were just like, oh, we don't know where to go. We could go
One
to
of those
Lawn.
things
We
where
could
you
go
have
to.
to organize it in like year 11.
Yeah. I remember saying to my mum when I was like 16, I was like, I need like $1,100. Like,
Yeah, and I think
to
my
like go to the
parents
Gold
We're a
Coast.
bit like, why are you focusing on this now? I'm like, because you have to book it now. They're all booking, and I just never did the booking.
Yeah.
So Luke, myself, and another friend never got around to it. And then it got to like everyone else is leaving to go to schoolies. And we were like, fuck, like we don't want to just hang around. And so we had our separate little chat and we're like, oh, we might organise somewhere. We might go stay in lawn or something. And I reckon between that conversation of like, yeah, we'll figure something out maybe tomorrow, the next thing I heard was another friend who was in lawn goes, oh, hey, dude, when are you coming down to lawn? I'm like, oh, me, Luke, and Alex don't talk about it. And he goes, dude, Luke's already here. Look what he did. And he sent me a photo of the floor covered in vomit.
Oh,
and he was like,
Jesus.
Luke's here, man. He's having a great time. He's actually asleep in his ex-girlfriend's room.
Dude, that's fucking awesome. I love as well that you're in the group chat going, yeah, sounds good, Tyler. Yeah, I might see you there. Like,
And
meanwhile, just pouring 50-50 body raspberries.
Bit of energy. Tyler's improved over the years. At the time, there was a bit of like energy of like, he won't fucking come.
Yeah, I was big energy
There was
like
a
that.
bit of flaky energy.
Oh, okay.
He had a
You know when you
misso
got
at
a
the
missus,
time.
you got a misso, you know,
And,
your
you know,
allegiance
I
is
knew-
somewhere else.
I was
Yeah.
like, if I don't leave today, I'm not going.
Yeah.
I had to lift the lawn, and I was like, this isn't happening, and I'm not waiting around.
Yeah, fair
Yeah.
enough.
And he resents me for it 6 years later. No, well, you bring it up frequently. So. and now you brought it up on a podcast. So
Is there any other fucking weird shit that has like slipped by over the years? Like a story from your life that never made it onto Luke and Lewis?
nah. I've been recording my life since I was about 19 or 20, which is insane.
Yeah, it's fucking...
It's a wild thing to look back
Dude,
on. I'm like, I read the podcast titles and I'm bouncing.
This just adds to more of the disrespect I've received on today's episode.
and what it makes it's a text from Frenchie as well. And,
Yeah, sick.
and just to add to the disrespect, I'm not going to reply either.
Yep.
So what was this? Oh yeah, like the podcast titles is just like, oh, hey, that was the time I like went to this nightclub and had the worst time ever when I was like 19. And you look back at it and you're like, God, I've lived
Yeah.
over 7 years. But
Yeah.
it's some things you probably forget. Like some of my favorite titles, like from my own podcast back in the day, was like shot in the dick at paintball. And I'm like, oh, I remember when I got shot in the dick at
Yeah.
paintball. I would have forgotten about that.
Yeah. There is, I think it goes both ways because I got a solo pod and like, so there is part of me, I'm like, dude, I'm kind of like low-key chronicling my 20s.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool. But then the other end of the spectrum is sometimes like you just get like existential and you're like, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah.
This is crazy. Like no one's asked me to do this.
I
Like
think-
this is just, I'm just talking about my week. It's like, what the hell? Like this is,
I
it's
think
so
it's-
egotistical almost.
It is.
like,
Absolutely. And that's why I think I stopped my solo one. I was like, in my own head, I'm like, this isn't good. Who wants to hear this? And you've stuck in there. I just fucking threw in the towel out of low self-esteem, I think.
no, like I'll go like a month where I'm like, yeah, I love this pod. Like good job, Bill. Keep going.
He has to go in and out.
And then just 1 week, like maybe I don't have anything to talk about or I don't know, maybe whatever's happening with me that week, I'm like, this is the dumbest fucking shit ever. I can't-
Lockdown for me.
Yeah, I was like, I can't believe you're even going to release this. Like, there's stuff like this where you just go like, what are you doing?
You know what I was thinking? Our generation will be the first generation that are all our kids, like say we all grow up to have kids, everyone now who does a podcast, look at the iTunes charts, look at everyone who has a podcast, right? Their kids are going to be able to listen to these fuck stories. Like, not that they probably would, but I guess they'll still be out there, right? In like 30 years, for sure.
on YouTube.
Yeah, so like if my kids just want to go, I'll go, you shouldn't do that. And they'll be like, well, Dad, you
Episode
painted-
174, brother.
Yeah, like you painted your ex-girlfriend's Airbnb and
Yeah,
shit like that.
100%.
I'm just like, oh yeah, I did do that. Hey, like, you shouldn't go out to nightclubs. You did and you got punched in the face in Darwin at 2 a.m. You're like, yeah, no, I did do that.
Yeah.
And then talked about it on 3 different podcast episodes the week after.
Yeah, I know.
Because I don't think anyone else, like, I always think that's weird. Even like I heard Jim Jeffries talk about it on pods about, I don't like my kid watching my stand-up. You know?
Yeah,
'cause
but also I
swear
wouldn't
and
want
it's-
anyone I know to watch my stand-up if I did the same act as Jim Jeffries. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's like, it's
Yeah.
like, that's pretty specific to you because like, it's pretty fucking full-on stand-up.
Yeah.
And like, I love Jim Jeffries, but like, I bet Jerry Seinfeld's like, yeah, my 6-year-old can see this. He's talking about like oven doors and shit.
Yeah, it's true.
Like Jim Jeffries is like fucking raping this chick, and it's like, yeah, dude, I can see why this would be an issue with your daughter.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Yeah, that's true. I don't know. It's just one of those things where I do think about that sometimes. Yeah. Now, Killen wants us to do the sponsors, but I think that ship is sailed. We're going to have to do them at the end.
That's not.
How far are we?
Only halfway through.
Oh, great. Nobby.com.au is where I get all my subscription underwear. What's your favorite underwear brand?
I'm a Bonds man.
Okay, well, that's not what I was fishing for at all. Right? That's because you're not part of the Undie Club, all right? Nobby. This is an ad read.
Keep going, brother.
If you want to get $5 off your first subscription pair of underwear, use our code SOUNDOFF and get $5 off your first pair. Nobody have supported our podcast the whole way through, so make sure you keep supporting them. Genuinely the best undies in the game. What have I got going on today? I got the Flamingo Beach ones today. New set, funky undies every month to your doorstep. Sustainable packaging, great Australian brand. What more do you want me to say? What more information? Like, what are your thoughts on this? Just judging off that description.
Well, if I'm going by the vigor with which you hit the ad,
Yeah.
these are some pretty serious undies, guys.
Yeah. They're very good. And run by great people as well. Nobby.com.au. Support the brands that support the show. And also, that brings us to Manscaped. How are your nuts going?
I tell you what, they could be cleaner.
Yeah. And maybe you need the Lawnmower 4.0, which is the best ball bag trimmer in the game. And if you want to save cash, because I will admit, we're not all made of money, all right? So if you want to...
well, some of us are.
Huh?
At least one person in this room is.
One person in this room is made of money, and Billy DArcy is selling out a lot of shows.
Put it this way, I won this jersey at a bar.
Use our custom link, manscaped.com/soundoff to save 20% and free shipping on your Lawnmower 4.0. It also comes with a bunch of other grooming products from Manscaped. Great product, great shaver. Lewis and I both use it. I'm not sure how much use it will be getting at the moment with Lewis. I'm not sure if that's something when your face is mortally fucked, where you like must shave my balls.
He shaved his face with it.
He did?
Yeah.
Oh, because he had to shave before his surgery. That's right. You can shave anyway. Keelan shaves his arms and shit. It's really weird. He shaved one and not the other.
Oh, that's bizarre stuff, dude.
Manscaped.com.au/soundoff. 20% off and free shipping. Support the brands and support the show. Alrighty. Back to us. Sorry, I had to sit there for that.
Mate.
That's what I was like to Keelan. I was like, mate, usually like when someone else is here, we kind of just do these at the end. And Keelan's like, nah, come on.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just sort of rolling with the continued disrespect.
Yeah. So the Amber Heard trial, it's go. Oh wait, do you want to talk about what would you prefer to go into? I certainly know what I prefer to go into. Talk about new Star Wars or Amber Heard.
Oh, dude, I could totally talk about Star Wars.
Yeah, I would much prefer Star Wars. Great,
dude. The
Johnny
Amber
Depp
Heard
won,
thing,
so.
It's great.
All right.
Amber Heard got $2 million as well, so we can all move on.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So there you go.
Why did she get money?
Well, because she countersued for $100 million. Okay, now we're into the Amber Heard thing.
Yeah.
So this is how. So he sued for $50 million and got 15. I feel like I'm doing a segment. This is awful. So he sued for $50 million and got 15. She countersued for $100 million and got 2.
Right.
Basically, the takeaway I got is they're both pretty fucked.
Right.
And even though Johnny Depp is like so charming, mate, that guy's like low key a psycho.
That's all I got out of, because I just only watched it through TikTok. Like I'm sure heaps of other people followed it through.
Oh, 100%.
Kept on popping up. I would watch bits and pieces, but TikTok was the most biased thing of all time. It was like, ooh, Johnny Depp has famous friends and plays guitar with them, and she doesn't like that. That's like all I saw, really.
Also, like he definitely like put his hands on her in some way.
Yeah.
And it just ran through. Also, like there were moments of this where they were both so coked out of their minds that they're just piecing it together.
Yeah.
Like this is clearly like a fucking wild abusive relationship.
Yeah.
300 million people watched the verdict be given by the jury this morning.
How many people watched the Super Bowl? Is that more?
I think it's like that's like a record-breaking numbers.
That's wild. That's like probably the most highly watched thing ever. Yeah. Why would the fuck would you watch a court case? It never interested me. I don't care about millionaires fighting in court. Like it sucks for both of them that they were part of that, but like I don't care. Sort it out in your own time.
Last Super Bowl had 96 million viewers.
Holy shit.
I didn't even understand like why it was being
Super Bowl.
televised.
Dude, Coke should have bought ad space on that trial.
like in Australia, the TV aren't allowed to show court cases because it makes stuff like this happen. But in America, that's like really normal.
Yeah.
Did he?
Well, that was
'cause a
smart
lot
from
of-
him because he looked unbelievable up there, dude.
Yeah, yes, I think honestly, what Johnny Depp wanted most out of it was like the court of public opinion, the win there,
Yeah.
because he'd been defamed and whatever, and had lost like Pirates of the Caribbean. So I think his real win was,
He didn't want to do another one anyway.
regardless,
Yeah.
I think he just wanted the people
Well,
back
after
on his
Five,
side.
no one else wanted him to do another one either.
Also, the thing I love about Johnny Depp is I feel like, and this happens with comedians all the time, like by the time they're like 40 or 50, they're so fucked up. They're all like sober vegans. Like Travis Barker from Blink-182, he's a sober vegan now.
Steve-O.
Like Steve-O, like anytime you meet like an American headliner, like by the time you meet them and they're big enough to come here, they're like sober and boring. Whereas Johnny Depp stayed in the pocket, dude. still an absolute junkie into his 40s. I love it. Like, keep that energy, you know?
Keep that energy. And you know what? And I think there's an argument with what he's just gone through as to why people become sober vegans. Because
Yeah.
Travis Barker's not being broadcasted over 300 million people.
Oh, dude, follow Travis Barker on Instagram.
Yeah,
He's got plenty
He
going
just
on.
married Courtney?
Yeah.
One of them. Chloe.
Dude.
Courtney. No, it's Courtney.
I keep up with the show, so ask,
keeps up
ask
with
me
the
anything.
Kardashians.
Okay, so Keelan, you'll know about this, mate, because I don't keep up with them.
I do every
And
week.
Really?
Thursdays on Disney Plus.
Wait, they have new episodes dropping.
A new show.
Oh, we
It's a
talked
new
about
show.
this.
It's a reboot.
Oh, okay.
What do you mean a
Listen-
reboot? It's just a new season.
No, it's a reboot. It's not keeping up with the Kardashians. It's just the Kardashians.
So this one that Travis Barker is married to,
Courtney.
Courtney. Has she always been this hot? I feel like I've been sleeping on Courtney
Yeah,
for
she
years.
has. She has been. Courtney's the hottest one.
Slept on.
What the hell? I thought it was Kendall or bust. Now I'm thinking, what the hell's going on?
I think
she
it
was
goes
married the whole time.
goes
so
Kylie,
no one-
Courtney, Kendall, Kim.
Whoa.
Kim down the bottom.
Yeah, she's gross.
Hang on a minute. You got Kylie as number one.
Kylie.
Yes.
Dude, I've got huge issues with what you've just said.
Kim gets the top spot just because if you were to sleep with her, you'd get Kanye's residue.
That is absolutely disgusting what you've
Kylie
just said.
Yeah.
Kylie's funny. Have you seen her vlogs?
He would suck Pete Davidson's dick just for that residue. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Sloppy seconds.
Jesus Christ.
Huh?
Sloppy seconds.
Sorry, I thought it was like
He
a...
will go like a sloppy fourths.
For Kanye's?
Yeah.
You wouldn't?
I do it for Ray J's residue.
Oh my God. Fucking hell.
years of residue you're thinking through there.
Also, I don't like talking about miscellaneous residues.
Just a few boys in a room talking about the other dude's residue.
Great to get on this podcast at the top of the wave, hey?
This is some on the way out content if I've ever heard it.
This is, yeah, we were saying before, but this is like season 11 of a show that's gone too long. And it's like, you turn on Luke and Lewis season 10, you're like, wait, Billy Darcy's a host? Like, you're like, yeah, they killed off Lewis Spears with some surgery bullshit. And Luke Kitchell's a millionaire. Keelan's in Berlin. And Tyler just keeps getting more tattoos. So it's all happening.
Yeah, fuck. I wonder if the Where Are They Now, like in 5 years of this show, is going to be fucking grim, even for all the guests.
Dude, this is the most arrogant shit I've ever seen. You know the comedian Daniel Kitson? He's like a cult guy. So like he doesn't have any social media, doesn't promote his shows. He's won like the Edinburgh Award like 3 times or something. He's like a real savant. And I went to see him in Adelaide, and it was a 2.5 hour show, but no pass outs. If you left, you weren't allowed back in.
What?
Yeah. And like obviously you got a couple beers or whatever, but it was just him being like, that's how fucking good I am. You're gonna sit here for 2.5 hours.
And was it that good?
I mean, it was pretty fucking good,
Yeah.
but it's
Oh,
like,
so he had a good point.
no, but
Oh.
it was like he could have done the show in like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
He was kind of like, it was him going like, look, I can do 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
And you guys are going to sit through it.
And you like not allowed to piss.
No, you can't leave. If you leave the room, there's no, passbacks in.
Mate,
or whatever.
Luke would catch his first joke and then he'd be not allowed back in because you'd be up to piss within.
Dude, people get up to this. My Canberra show was, I would quite frankly, not ruined, but like maybe in my head ruined, because it was like tiered rack seating, and in order to go out of the room to go to the toilet, everyone who wanted to leave had to walk the whole way in front of the stage in front of me to get out. And my crowd, like, you know, they're there to have a good time, right?
They're pissed.
They're from TikTok. They're there to drink. It's a Friday. And comedy is almost like they're there for a night out, and I'm just the entertainment.
But
And
I
know
like that though.
I love that.
Yeah.
At a pub,
They're like pumped up.
love it when the bar's at the back. When they can walk out and not have to walk in front of the stage, love that. I don't care if people get up. I'm not roasting people who get up to go take a drink. I hate that when people get roasted for getting up. It's like, dude, support the venue. Go get a drink.
Yep.
Right? But they're walking in front of me, and guys that I don't really realize, like, they're, sorry, mate. Oh, sorry, brother. Just coming through like 4 beers, like it's the footy.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, I'm sorry, champ. No, you keep going, mate. Like, talking to me. I'm like, dude, I will keep going. Shut the fuck up.
And also, it's not Netflix, mate. I'm fucking in the room, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
I'm sorry. And I'm like, just say nothing, and I actually wouldn't even acknowledge this. But
Dude,
it ruined like the flow of so many jokes in this one
oh my God,
space.
yeah, 100%. I had a guy at my Sydney show literally last week get up and do he walked to the front and then all across the front of the stage. And this was like 11 minutes in.
Yeah.
So it's like, what are you doing, mate?
Yeah.
Like it's just insane.
And then I had a massive change of pace, came back to Canberra on the way back and did another show, but it was at a high school. So we booked it, thought it was university because it was called like something college.
Oh, cool.
And I was like, oh, great, another uni. I do unis a fair bit. Fine. It was a high school. It became
this is
very evident
wild.
when we walked in. There was a picture of children on the wall.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, this is
like,
if
if
No
older
bar.
comedians heard that a TikTok comedian was played at high school, this would be the end of you, mate. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah. It wasn't great.
Luke Kidgel, you know he plays high schools.
Yeah. But it was like this theatre into the school, and then it was great though because there was no bar, so the crowd just sat there. Vastly different experience to the first Canberra show.
Yeah.
They were tuned in, and I will admit there was a lady that came in, and Meg was pumping some tracks at the merch desk, and she's playing a bit of Doja Cat. You know, that's
Yep.
what all the kids are loving.
Yep.
And I guess there's some maybe salty language in some Doja Cat songs. I've never really noticed it, but I assume there is.
Oh yeah, there's heaps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And one of the mums audibly says to Meg, like in the room, but I guess targeted at Meg, just so a lot of people can hear it. Oh, Doja Cat, they should not be playing this in a high school. This is unacceptable. And Meg's looking at her like, you have no idea what you're about to watch for an hour.
Yeah, dude.
Like this
Also-
man that's going to get up there and says a lot worse things than Doja Cat.
Also, how old's this woman? What's her problem? Is she with her like 11-year-old or like?
No, she's probably just like with like a 17-year-old.
That's what I'm saying.
Mate, also, the 17-year-old is vastly clearly lied about what they're going to see. And also, you've never heard a swear word before? You're 50.
Yeah.
You're still getting offended by words.
Dude, I hate it when like old people blow up about like etiquette and swearing, and it's like, you are still actively racist.
Yeah.
Who cares if I said the F word?
Yeah.
I heard what you said to our Vietnamese neighbors. Like, Jesus Christ. Like,
Yeah. It was wild. But no, that was much better the second time when I went back because they were just not leaving. And I was like, oh, an attentive audience. This is
dude, have
unreal.
you like fucking uncovered, like, if 10 years from now, everyone's just going to be playing high schools? Like, Luke Kidgel started this. Like,
Dude, it was great. Man, you know why
sounds great.
Well, Canberra's weird because there's no venues there, firstly. Performance venues other than like the theatre centre and stuff. And so it's like, they're all government buildings anyway. So these companies, we didn't go through the high school to book it. These like performance companies go, yeah, we have 6 venues. We'll book you in this one. And their venue just happens to be at a high school. They just book it out in the weekend.
Yeah,
So it's like, we didn't even know. It was like through this other company. And they were like, yeah, we'll book you at this venue. It's a 300-seat theatre. We're like, great. Sounds good. And then we got there and I was like, oh, there's pictures of like children on the way in. And I'm just about to talk about my cock for an hour. It felt wrong. I didn't feel good about it.
Yeah, God. I was hosting this gig the other week, and like 9 minutes into me hosting, I just turn to my right and there's like a genuine 11-year-old in the front row.
It's happened twice on tour now where there's been a 12-year-old at my show. And it's never, so what it is, it's never the 12-year-old knows who I am. It's not like 12-year-olds want to come to my show.
Yeah.
But it's they have 17-year-old, 18-year-old brothers, and then the whole family just comes. Both the parents are there. They bring along everyone.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you've come because the 17, 18-year-old kids want to come.
Yeah.
And then you've just bought the other one.
But here's the thing. I don't even care if you bring your 11-year-old. Bring 2. But then but don't get weird when I start swearing and talking about Luke Kidgel's dick.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like you've brought an 11-year-old to a stand-up comedy show. It was a mistake. You shouldn't have done it.
Yeah.
But you're here now. So don't blow up about it. Just fuck it. This is what's happening. Your kid's going to hear some swear words. Like, you shouldn't be here.
I copped a lot of criticism. Not that it does not matter, right? Because it's TikTok, it's the internet, who cares? But I just was very amused. I read the comment section. I had this bit where I was acknowledging that there was a 12-year-old in the crowd. It was very funny. Posted on TikTok. His mum thought it was funny. Said, yes, you can post that. Great. A lot of people in the comments like, I can't believe you'd say all these things. Like, blah, blah, blah. And other people are piping up like, why would he change his act if a parent's dumb enough to bring their kid?
That's what I'm saying. It's on them.
Yeah, but I got a lot of feedback. I can't believe you'd say this to a 12-year-old. Like, you're disgusting. And I'm just like, I'm not targeting it like it's the Wiggles.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not running
It's
out.
like you walked him into the room with a gun to his head. You're like, sit in the front row.
Yeah.
Like,
And I'm like, not my fault. Also, 100 other people have fucking paid to see the show. So I'm not going to change it because there's a kid in the room.
Yeah,
like,
100%.
for them, because that sucks. Imagine if I put on a PG show and they was like, well, we paid to see you.
and also, like, firstly, you've come to the show, so that's one thing. But then also, I hate the double standards of how, like, comedy's rude, but in other, like, parts of, media culture, you can do whatever you want. Like, you listen to Kyle and Jackie O at 7:30 a.m. in the morning, and they're like, oh, call us up if you sucked off your dog last night. And everyone's fine with that on FM radio.
Yeah.
We got the primary school kids in the back.
Yeah.
They do like naked dating and fucking threesome stories at 7 a.m. But
Yeah.
God forbid Luke Kidgel says the F word at 10 p.m. on a Friday night.
Yes.
Because you brought a 12-year-old. It's like,
Yeah.
sort yourself out.
And also, there's a lot of that with music. It just even in the YouTube rules, like you go to upload a video on YouTube, and you have to tick off the things, and it's like, oh, they'll literally say like, oh, is there an F word or whatever? No good, demonetized. And then it says in brackets, if it's in a music video, that's fine because it's art.
Yeah.
And you're like,
Yeah.
no, that's bullshit. Like, so Tekashi 6ix9ine can upload a video of chicks just naked with sprinkles on their tits, like jiggling around and twerking on
and
him.
he's saying like, I'm going to fucking blow your head off
Yeah,
and shit. Like,
and that's art. But then when I upload a video like reviewing The Bachelor, they're like, nah.
yeah, that's so true, dude.
It's wild. And I don't know. I guess it's just because it's like, it's not real. It's like music's like pretend. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's a beat behind it.
Isn't it? Yeah.
And it
I don't know.
rhymes.
That like a lot of
I don't know.
a lot of comedians have spoken about this, but like a rapper will say like, I'm gonna like beat up my woman, and everyone's like, that's just Lil Yachty, man. He talks like that sometimes. But if you like if you do like a red hot lesbian joke, everyone's like, mate, that was too far.
People pretend
and
it's
it's
real.
like, but what we're saying isn't real either.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like if rap isn't real, comedy isn't real.
Yeah. But you said it and it didn't rhyme, and you had the opportunity, I guess, to take it back because it was never on record.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know, there's this weird thing of like, well, you chose to say that, mate. I'm like, well, so Lil Yachty, but his record label just put it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, that's probably, we're going to wrap it up, surely.
It's been an hour.
Yeah. Mate, this has been great. Any final comments?
Oh yeah, I never made guest of the year.
Yeah.
Should have led with that, really. It was the only thing we had to talk about. But, that's okay. I will never win guest of the year. I guess this is a final farewell from a man who made it halfway up the mountain and fell. So thank you for my time on the show.
And mate, thank you so much for being a part of the show over the years. You're actually, we realized, the most highly frequent guest 4 times now.
4 times. Yeah, I
appearances.
can't believe that, to be honest. I thought someone else would have easily got 5.
Maybe
but-
Radio Mike did. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Anyway, I'm the most prolific guest.
Yeah.
I've been overlooked for guest of the year, and I'm not allowed in the real studio, but still, it's great to be here. Oh, and if you live in Perth, Adelaide, or Canberra,
Make sure you go see
June
Billy's show.
17, 18, 19, come along.
Yeah. And baby, double park yourself pre-show so you're not getting up.
Yeah. Also, if you get up, I don't care at all. Just
No,
come.
just fine. It's
Yeah.
fine.
If you turn up to the show, all bets are off. I'll be thankful.
Yep. Go check him out. Where can people get tickets?
Just in my Instagram bio,
Yeah,
Billy
great.
Darcy.
Get around him and get around me, the podcast.
Yep, my
Billy has a
solo podcast.
Very funny.
Thanking you. It's behind closed doors. The boys told me they listened to it on Luke Kidgel's tour.
Yes.
So-
it gets chucked on in the car quite a bit on a road trip. Would recommend. It's always good to just go, wonder what Bill's been up to this weekend. You're like, fuck, wasn't expecting that, eh?
Oh,
Mate, you made cricket sound very entertaining to a man who doesn't give a fuck about cricket. That's all I'll say.
Yeah.
So-
Well, what about... Okay, let me run this past you. Last thing. Do you think that... So I like to talk about cricket and UFC and stuff, but I'm like, no one likes this shit. Do you think people actually if you like, people don't mind if you talk about specific stuff. Like, do you reckon people turned off that Star Wars segment?
I reckon a few people would have skipped on there. Our fans are very like, yeah, I reckon I would just listen, right? If a podcast talked about something I was interested in, but I feel like I'm very open to learning about and hearing about other.
Because when we were talking about Star Wars, I was thinking people are hating this.
Yeah,
100%,
and our fan base will.
Okay.
And I'm sure to kind of in the second last episode, like slip in something that, well, fuck you, this is for me.
Yeah.
We've avoided a lot of Star Wars chat for many years on this pod, and it's
Yeah.
good the second last episode to just sneak a bit more.
100%.
I think with your pod, Billy, I could listen to you talk about anything, to be honest with you. You're just so funny with how you describe everything.
Yeah, I don't care about cricket, and when you kind of, it's even when you're talking about Star Wars, like, you were talking about stuff from the shows I haven't even seen, and you were just the way you speak about Star Wars like you're like you're offended by it when they pull out Sith magic, and then for some reason that's funny.
Yeah. Because like I said, we were listening to it on Luke's brother's car on the way back from Bathurst, and the pod, you were talking about cricket. I couldn't.
Sitting here jerking him off right.
I love it.
Keep going, lad.
Well, I mean, it was just really good. Like, I couldn't give a fuck about cricket, but I could listen to it all day.
That's interesting though, because like when I'm talking about cricket, I'm thinking everyone hates you. That's why I put it at the end.
Oh.
Yeah,
So,
I used
like,
to do it
people
with
can just turn it
Bachelor
off.
Chat.
But yeah.
I used to say, I'm doing Bachelor Chat last 10 minutes of the pod. If you're not interested in the Bachelor,
Yeah,
just
that's
turn it
what I
off,
do as well.
'cause that's
Yeah.
all I'll be talking about for the rest of it.
Like, and also like, it's very Australian media. Like sometimes I'll talk for like 12 minutes about like a D-list Aussie celeb from like 2007. And I'm like, I'm loving this, but is anyone else really?
No, you'd be shocked at how many
Yeah.
people like, oh, yeah, I remember that. Hey.
Yeah.
Although now I'm finding on stage that references like that are just flying over people's heads. Like, I know this podcast's going for a long time, but like, dude, I did a Wallace and Gromit joke, and I just 50% of the crowd lost their minds. 50% of the crowd just stared at me, not laughing, like that wasn't funny. They were like, what? And I asked Blake, I'm like, do you know Wallace and Gromit? And he goes, yeah, Curse of the Were-Rabbit. Wasn't it some movie? And I was like, mate, it was a TV show.
Yeah,
Like,
the movie was the cherry on top, mate. That was,
yeah, that was the
Yeah.
last thing they did. And that
also,
was
Wallace
like
and
a
Gromit is
reboot.
like a hilarious reference as well.
Yeah.
So now you're pissed off going, guys.
Yeah, it was
You
a
don't
great
even
reference.
know how good that
had
was.
this like cheese grommet reference, and it was murdering to half the room.
Yeah,
And then Blakey tried to do some Frank Walker reference, and half the crowd loves it, and half the crowd, I'm like, oh, they've never listened to radio in their parents' car.
I don't know who Frank Walker is.
Frank Walker from National Tiles. Hello.
Might be very Melbourne.
Oh, maybe it's a Melbourne thing. We
Yeah.
just thought because it was National Tiles, it was like a national brand.
Oh, maybe. I'm not sure.
The radio ad, like, hello, it's like a meme.
Oh, no, I don't
And
know.
like Brown Cardigan stuff would probably post about it. No, maybe it's very Melbourne. You know those like radio ads, like, I don't know, did you have like the Blind Factory one?
Yeah.
It's like one of those ones
Yeah.
that I thought everyone knew. Maybe is a geographic thing. We thought it was an age thing. But yeah, some of these references we're throwing out at shows, I'm just like, geez, I'm 26 and they're 18 and it shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love references though. Like,
Yeah.
it's so good.
But you got to pick and choose which ones to go for.
Yeah.
All right, that's the end of the pod. Thank you very much for joining us, Billy, and thanks for tuning in. Last episode will be next week, so make sure you tune in. Lewis is on it. We recorded a few weeks ago. We delved into some old segments that we did that people requested. We did celeb spots. Do you know the whole lot?
The final ever Keelan's Mealans.
Yes, we did one more Keelan's Millions as well. So make sure you tune into that. And yeah, thank you very much.